afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacaster with your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Alliance of Defiance. Versus in the south, we got here Zarok and Katitof fighting for Germany, Deutschland, Das Vaterland. Rolling out here with the Kampfgruppe Wolf. Versus in the north, we got the Allies with Doggy and VonClauzewitz fighting here for the Western Allies with the Brits and the Americans, forming up a combined arms force of elements of the 5th Infantry Division and 11th Armoured. We got an MD4 going to start there for Zarok. Noting doctrines are mobile assault, Royal Engineers, Vanguard, Rifle Company, Airborne Infantry versus Fortified Armour, Assault Support, Jaeger Armour, Firestorm, Special Operations and Breakthrough. Grenadiers 74-2 there for Zarok. Katitof with double fulls. Grenadiers Doggy with Vickers into another section with double rifle there for VonClauzewitz. Push up progressively for Zarok here to try and contest the western fuel points. Since if the opponent gets to dig in here, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for Zarok in the early game to take them out. 1-4-2 moving up here in the east. Student Pioneers being forced to this section, hanging about here. Vickers setting up there as well. And slow movements here. VonClauzewitz not quite rushing his hard there for the fuel point as I think he could. He's taking a much more leisurely approach, which is going to allow Sag, I think, to bring up more equipment and units to contest the fuel point itself. In the east here, Katitof running some issues here as Doggy's already rushed himself ahead here and is lastly locking down the territory here, making it difficult for Katitof to make much progress. The Student Pioneers are quickly rushed off. The focus is basically sort of trying to keep the section at bay. But that I think is going to be the engagement. We're just going to favour Katitof over. One option you could basically do already here is just to play around, ignore, maybe switch over to support Zarok here in the west and the centre, and then sort of try and return with the Zarok in tow to deal with that. Anyways, we've got the rough flank here going to get behind Zarok here by the fuel point. Overall, a bit of a rough there. Max start here. Rough number up, focusing on the Pioneers. You need to be careful, of course, not to take too long, since that will give Zarok time enough to turn the MD4 to run to deal with the rifleman if he's not careful. So far, though, he is not. He's trying to keep the rest. So the gun is getting focused on as well there, and we'll have to probably see the MD4 2 being forced away, splitting up his men. Then very good move by VonClauzewitz. They're going to 4-2 being repulsed. We got another gun arriving, but still, Zarok's force on the west and beaten back. Katitof is fighting still, but overall, not really a sort of particularly favorable engagement here for Katitof. I think he's sort of doing minimal damage compared to some of the losses already suffering here in the early game. So this is looking a bit rough there. In the west, VonClauzewitz secures territory for America, freedom and democracy. More folks are there for Katitof, just pouring in a ton of them. Theoretically, could consider here going for Firestorm, adding in some additional Student Pioneers and Flamethrowers attack from the right angles. Could give him Dog here some issues, for example. Got a section wipe, that's good. But basically what he could do is then flank up here, sneak up with a Flamethrower and attack ground here. That we're dealing with the Vickers machine gun. So that could be a tactical approach there from Katitof on the west here. Zarok though counter-attacking here against VonClauzewitz. He's got his flamethrowers ready. We got Katitof here aggressively advancing up here with the full gun there, trying to slow down the Allies fuel income there at the very least. Very good, though again I feel like he should try not to attack head on into this. Is just not worth it. Overall should try and just hit the carve point here. In fact, if you could basically hit these two carve points, Katitof can overall deny the Allies a lot of resources, because allow Zarok to push ahead there. Let's then try to deal with Katitov's harassment. And meanwhile, the Allies pouring in more infantry as well. Doggy there's a bit of an early loss, but he's quickly bouncing back here with sappers. They probably would have to go for the 3rd infantry section. He's going to have to bolster. VonClauzewitz here going for the lieutenant. Standard choice there. They'll probably be a 50 caliber 2, maybe an anti-aircraft half track. Now the side is yet to commit to a doctrine. Doggy, of course, fighting quite expertly well against Katitof so far, beating Katitov's tactics. VonClauzewitz, meanwhile, is losing ground here to Zarok in the northwest here. Probably might be trying to watch out for another deep flank, so that way trying to outplay Zarok again. Seems like he might not quite be in for that. Thus, the MD4-2, the mortar could also be an idea here for VonClauzewitz. Up north here, Fulks has been, rifle being pushed back by the Pioneers, flanking up again, back the Grenadiers as well. There in the southeast, Fulks guns moving up here, sappers sneaking about, and there you go. He's actually trying to ensure, in fact, that Katitof could not do what I would suggest, which again, creep up here with a flame for anything else. Is basically clearing lanes of fire. In this case, the Katitof just launched a head-on assault with incendiary grenades, which can work, but doesn't quite have the impact. Again, he should have gone for a deeper flank, seems like. And again, this is actually something not a lot of players know, but there's basically this passage here where you can sort of basically outmaneuver any positions here, but not a lot of players sort of it's basically a blind spot the way it's positioned, so most players will never really notice it. Like, you have to sort of specifically notice it, be told about it, so it's definitely something not a lot of players consider, but Doggy, being a sharper player, yes, of course, is already thinking that far ahead when Katitof isn't even thinking there. For up north, got Lieutenant pushing against the gun, successfully forcing the way, MD4 remains here. We got the half-trick on the way there for VonClauzewitz, and that way trying to blast his way through Zarok's forces. Katitof there reports, now switching towards the centre, trying to cover up, maybe here Zarok's flank there, or at least opening up some deeper flanking against Doggy. Not a bad idea, I suppose. I mean, if you can't take it head on, you're better off, trying to divert your resource elsewhere. It might be able to do more damage. In this case, hitting the cutoff points, I think, would have much more pressure. Opportunity plus, it would force VonClauzewitz to have, direct force able to deal with Katitof, and that does seem to be what's happening here. So I think Katitof here is overall playing it reasonably smartly, having realised again he's just tossing away manpower, probably suffered some nasty losses. Yeah, as you might have noticed, he suffered a pretty horrific kill to death ratio for these attacks, and in this regard is basically so far making the right decision, just deciding I'm not going to throw away more men, although it seems like he might still be at it. Section A losing out. The Allies have got the AC out here for Doggy. Can certainly help counter some of the German light vehicles you might be anticipating. Could be Zarok's pushing for looks, wouldn't be a surprise then, in which case the AC is going to be great. And of course the 2-2, which has certainly been factoring into a lot of air strategies. As of late, of course, there's also a good choice to get against them. We do get the 2-2 out here for Zarok, and aircraft coming in, and these being suppressed, heavy fire raining down on them. A comfortable wolf there being forced back a bit, M4's coming up here. Wire going off to try and cover some of the flanking paths here that VonClauzewitz can exert versus Zarok. Though he's lacking a bit of a counter to the half track, he could pop incendiary people not to try to, but this is so far not working out. And there you go, first option chosen. It is mobile assault here from Doggy, a standard choice in many ways. Also potent if well utilised. But there you go, Katitof at least seems not to have learned anything, commits against another head-on assault into British position with a Vickers machine gun backing it up, and once more it seems like Katitof is content to throw his men. To a certain degree, Gunneries shifting about, forces holding about in the centre. In the far west of Zarok, continue fighting incendiary piercing rounds, just laying down a volume of death against the American riflemen, preventing them from advancing any further against Germany. And Zarok here is going for a second 2-2 like the Panzer Speerwagen, double 2-2s. Can be an effective tactic, by the way. Can be an effective tactic. If you know how to use it, it can have a chance of wiping out units on retreat, and otherwise do some nasty harm to, light vehicles if well utilised. But again, it does require some good management of the light vehicles, otherwise you risk it going wrong. And there you go. Almost got the half. In this case, he's trying to push in with the 2-2 to finish it off, but the rifle basically in the way. Get out of the way! I don't want to run you over! Why aren't we running some over, Fritz? I don't know. Why aren't we running some over? We can't. There's something wrong with the car. We are physically impossibly capable of running over someone. This is deeply traumatizing. Otherwise, the reports after... VonClauzewitz reports able to repair the car. The other 2-2 hanging back here a bit. Meanwhile, Doggy extending towards the centre here to try and support his teammate here. Also, basically, not needing a large force here to deal with Katitof tactics so far, it makes a lot of sense that the Doggy just switch towards the centre there again, extending his front lines a bit. And there you go, commanders called in. He's obviously going to reinforce them a bit first, but there you go. Pack 40 on the way for Zarok to help deal with the AC. I mean, while 2-2s can do it, it can be a bit of risk eventually. There's certainly a lot of times where it basically does not work out. So I can understand his Zarok just basically hedging his bets with a Pack 40 here, the Panzer Canone Physik, to ensure he does not run into any issues. On the south here, folks, to hang about. It looks like Katitof finally realised, my God, there's a passage all here long. Mein Gott, mein Gott. Ach du Goethe. Shut up, Fritz. We all mein Gott people here. There you go, we got, looks like no mine, still briefly look like it, but still thing to come. There you go, mine off. Heavy damage inflicted. Vic is tearing through it. Katitov's assault once more thwarted. Fultz is trying to, and he had the passage and ends up not used. Granted, again, this gap here pretty much means it can't be used very well, but still, pulls ahead here. Incendiary grenade. You should probably at least consider light infantry gun for at least this way you can smoke the area out and then push forwards, but for some reason Katitof is not quite keen on that. 2-2 falling back here, as we can see VonClauzewitz is making a strong push out the west side. The Germans are being forced off the field entirely. Got the 2-2 still acting as the front line here against the armies. Katitof once more back in his base. Probably going to go for Schwerpanzer quarter soon, try and push out for some panzers as soon as possible. Zarok there. Less sure what he's planning. I mean, he obviously wants to take up, but can't do it soon. Oh, got the AC, the Katitof pack combo, possibly. Nope, actually just the Katitof. It seems another bit of good work there, though. Destroying Doggy's AC is going to limit a bit his ability to influence the battlefield, also decreases the threats to the 222s. Still, though, VonClauzewitz here inflicting quite a bit of harm there on Zarok's forces, noting Doggy is still the only one who is yet to choose a doctrine. 2-2s then engaging, heavy auto-cannon fire, machine gun fire tank into the unsuspecting riflemen as they push forwards. In the south here, Pack 40 being swarmed away as well. Then in the east, Katitof launches another assault, anticipating that Operation Head-On Assault number 5 is somehow going to succeed more where the previous apparently failed. Or something like that. There's a bit more flanking attempt this time around. In this case, I can catch the sniper. Could get a wipe here, and there we go. Very good. I mean, the thing is, if Katitof was to launch maybe assault from here and then assault from here again, he should have a better chance of success. But the problem is when he just bowls through here, I mean, he's just going to get, shot to bits by a machine gun. But there goes Zarok, extending his front lines a bit more again. Once more, realizing that just saying head on to that is a bad idea. We'll have to see if it lasts longer this time around, though. Trucks are not going there for Katitof. Zarok yet to take up, going for Panzergrenadier. Probably hope to deal with infantry, but of course also allows him to hedge his bets a bit, and he's showing he can call in some Panzer Schrecks if he needs it, in case things go a bit differently than anticipated. Commanders there covering the flank though, thwarting to at least an extent there. Katitof's flanks is although heavily depleted. And the problem is with the Vickers actually decided he's going to have some issues. Should have waited a bit there for some more attention for the front. And so once more, but there you go, hitting the cuff point. That's much better. That is much better gas for active force. Doggy to have to abandon position here because although at this point he's not going to get anything. So much better decision than making there by Katitof in the west. Lisa finding out, Rifle being pushed back, half take opening up, suppressing Grenadiers and just shattering them as well along the facade of a few fences. Katitof there finally got the tech up, Schwerpanzer quarters up, could consider some Obersoldaten. And from Clausewitz they're going for the 50 caliber, the Mardus. Also might actually be taking up at the same time. Yes indeed, Doggy is also tagged up, well is in the process of taking up there. So both allies will try and push for medium armor as fast as possible. Could consider fuel cache to support each other and themselves of course for more fuel. Lieutenant almost white, meaning he's actually dropping a BR, means he's actually upgraded his lieutenant with a second BR. That's a very good move there from Clausewitz. Some American players tend to neglect that, but it's a pretty good idea. Rifle grenade off, doesn't do too much damage, so looks going to force Rifle to retreat sooner than later. Katitof there being forced off the field again as Doggy strikes back. There we go, be up there for Ludwig. So that's how the American guns look like. See, they look kind of trash. Rather than section suppressed section in the cuff point there though. Not cutting off in as much as say the Katitof could cut off Doggy from, but it's still going to force them to counterattack this and see the risk losing control of the munitions point, which is certainly going to be important if they can't even get any fuel, since they're going to have to rely on more than on Panzerfaust grenades and Panzer Schrecks. Zarok extending a bit of support here to Katitof in the centre. Slowly advancing in the west as well. Packs and Grenadiers. Panzer pushing forward. We've got heavy machine gun fire, half tech fire as well. They're making it very difficult for Zarok to make match progress. There you go. Still mounted bomb grenade on the 5th caliber. Could take it out. Could take it out. Oh! Oh! No! Gets away with a slim of health. Oh, so close there for Zarok. So close. But here we go. Katitof once more pushing for the cuff point. Again, very good, very good. And then sneaking up here again. He's going to need more forces and a slightly scale assault lift included as that. Centre on the way there for Dog. He's just going to push whatever fastest piece of armor he can get, in this case the centre, to counter and hurt the German infantry. Commanders hit in with the Fultz Grenadiers. In the west here we got the Grenadier squad being absolutely swarmed. The Pack 40 got wiped. A big loss there for Zarok. A big win for the Allies. That means one less tank weapon for them to deal with. Of course, one more tank weapon to counter any armor the Germans might actually get. That's definitely not too good there for Zarok. Some unfortunate unit preservation there. Moving up. Oh, he's got a mortar, but It got too far ahead. Oh no, there you go. Another attempt here. Another attempt. There we go. Slightly working out better this time around, but the problem is now there's too much allied infantry about, and Katitof is not going for any machine guns, but helping you to support his troops with suppressive fire, so that way keep the defenders down. So right here, the Doggy seems, for the most part, able to counterattack, keeping float. Second commanders push back. We still got more troops here, and Katitof has. Oh, there's more troops now. Rhymes, there's a small chance to gain this area for once. We'll have to see how long he can maintain control of it. Still, Doggy doing what he can to hurt the Germans, the Krauts, the Nazis. Center also rolling out, and that's going to be a massive issue for Katitof because the Kedmev is on the western half of the map. He does now have a Panzer and his Sturmpanies. He's got no counters to the centers. Right here, Katitof is in some sticky stuff. He's got plenty of manpower. Could have maybe gone for the Kedmev for extra if he's going to insist on going over to support Zarok, but he didn't, and now Doggy is just very eagerly punishing Katitof here. On the west, Zarok they're making progress, getting back the fuel point, though the victory point is still very much guarded here by VonClauzewitz crews. Back here, troops reinforcing, 6 pounding gun good to go there for Doggy. And there we go, support weapons there for Katitof and MG34 and Academy to help deal with infantry and armoured threats. Very good, very good. You can also soon go for a Panzer IV, or you could try and aim for a Panther. I'm going to assume he's going to go for a Panzer IV, but he could go for the Panther. And the West Side hanging about here with his infantry, Panzer Grenadier, support weapons ready as well to thwart any Yankee assault. And we got the first tank here on the way for VonClauzewitz. And the 5th Infantry got a Sherman on the way there. Stug on the way for Zarok. Considering the circumstance, I think that's going to be a pretty solid choice. A lot of vehicles and armaments he has to contend with. Plus, of course, allow him to just quickly move out his weapon there to support him and his teammate. So I do think the Stug is a very good choice. But there you go, catching the half, take to 2 going for it. Pack supporting. Can't quite get it. Oh, can he? Ah, no. Gets away once more. In this east here we got... Oh, the Major wiped out. A bit of loss there for VonClauzewitz. As Katitof once more strikes at the centre victory point for the fatherland. Alright, Ludwig, you secure the victory point. We go for the cut-off point. The cut-off? What's the cut-off point? What's it even? Shut up, just do it. There you go, Stuttgart for Zarok. Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. Here we got the centre of the tank for the Sturmpani. 6 kills so far. Folks coming up. Going to try and Panzerfausten. That's kind of ambitious. And there you go, taking heavy damage to the commanders and the centre. Lay down a explosive storm of firepower. There you go. Folks is forced to retreat. Too slow there. Bren guns up for Doggy as well. Folks at a high risk of getting wiped, but looks like fortune favours Katitof just a bit. And there you go, another head-on assault. Overall arc of attack I think is too narrow. Make it much easier again for Doggy to just stall and deal with it. Here we got the Stug moving westwards here to deal with the advancing armour from VonClauzewitz. Barrels his way through Zarok's lines. Very good work there, by the way. Centre fixed up. Doggy there, quickly getting that sorted out. Stug rolling ahead here, 5 from the 5th cav. We got the Sherman hanging back there, slowly switching out to new armour, piercing around to deal with the Sturmgeschütz. Right from the Grenadiers, more infantry around here with Bren guns this time around. The Grenadiers exposed there in a light cover position. I think will go down reasonably fast. The mortar is not going to help the situation either, as we do know in fact we got a mortar out from VonClauzewitz. Also, still only Doggy with the doctrine, almost at the 20-minute mark, yet neither Zarok, Katitof or VonClauzewitz have chosen a doctrine. They have yet to make a decision. And that is a bit disconcerting. 2 million supported the Pack 40, might try and draw fire, but Doggy is sticking to his priorities and taking out the Pack 40 if possible. There we go. Panzer IV out there for Katitof, and the direct hit here from the 6-pounder gun penetrating the armour, scaring the crew a bit as well. And there you go, second hit, Panzer IV already down to half health. Not a good start there for Katitof's Panzerwaffe. In the West, Panzer was taking losses. The Grenadiers advanced with G40, LMGs and BARs. Stug is hanging back, winning repairs. Another pack falling away there for Zarok. The good theory just go for another Stug. Two Stugs would be quite nice there for any allied armor vehicles. We've got the folks that are opening up the section, saying they're part up close. Pioneers on the way there for Zarok to assist with Stug repair, but also future armor repair. 300 points left for the Germans, starting to look a bit rough there. The Allies are still almost at 400 victory points. And go folks reports heavy losses there for Katitof. Just a pile of corpses there he's left behind in his wake. Panzer IV, the needing repairs. Stug being fixed up. And we got Zarok setting up for another assault here. And there goes Sturmpioneers finally there. Ja, mach schnell mit the repairs. We need to get out and shoot some Britishes once. Yeah, we'll fix it as soon as possible, as soon as the spare parts get here, which could take forever. Okay, over there, pushed back with the 5th Cav on the west there. Zarok once more launching the assault, but with minimal support. His men are quite exposed there. And it might just be more out of desperation just to see if VonClauzewitz actually ready to defend against Zarok, that he's actually committing to it. But we are finding some packs coming up as well to help deal with the vehicle. To send the RPs around to races are getting absolutely gutted there inside the house. Even just one pulse. Oh, he pops it back in. I'm not entirely sure why he did that, but that might have been a misclick. Getting a wipe there for Zarok for the German army. The Kampfgruppe-Wolf. Stug is fixed up here though for Zarok, for Germany. Katitof's assault into these continues to be thwarted. And we can see that now Doggy is beginning to think further ahead, going for a fuel cache. Very good choice. Supports him and his teammate, provides more resources long term. Very good, very good. He can also soon consider going for crumbles, or he might even be planning for comets. Yeah, he's planning for comets. We've got hammer attacks up there. Nice long term choice there by Doggy. VonClauzewitz, meanwhile, seems a bit more floundering here compared to... Oh, we got this strafing fire. Almost taking out a full squad with it. Might still get here with the Bren guns and the Centaur. And there you go, wipe here. Panzer IV taking hits from the 6-pounder gun. Doggy swing westwards, causing... But there you go, double pack 40s. Even a Centaur can't take on double pack 40s. We've got Panzerix up here. Zarok is starting to get really paranoid about armor and is willing to concede some of his Panzer grenadiers for just that purpose. Into Panzerjägers it is. Panzer IV down. Now that's quite a loss there for Katitof, leaving Zarok now I think the dominant of the two German players. In fact, he's got more force on the field than either Doggy or VonClauzewitz, though not more than both of them. Orbital down the way there for Katitof, mortar raining down, Gunleys fighting as best as they can, but out in the open with no cover, they are very exposed. Zarok in this case basically realising that's not going to stick out and retreats. Katitof, the second player to go for Doctrine, Special Operations. With Orbs on the way, he might get in for assault rifles. He's also got a ton of munitions. You could consider mines, assault rifles, light machine guns. There's a lot of things that he could do. I'm a bit surprised there hasn't been any attempted Panzerix from the Sturmpioneers. Zarok doing what he can here. We got assault support up for Zarok. We got airborne for VonClauzewitz. So close to the 20-minute mark now. The 3 remaining players basically end up choosing a doctrine more or less at the same time, which is actually quite interesting. So airborne, assault support, and special operations. Getting some interesting choices there. A bit of air support though from both VonClauzewitz and Zarok. And some options for heavier armour. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. Infantry assault rifles up there from Katitof. Stug moving ahead here. Anti-aircraft half-deck falling back there. 125 points by the left for the Germans. They definitely need to change up tactics here. They need to focus more on the victory points. Oh, sorry, I actually went for another blitz on the munitions point. Probably providing with more munitions for the strafing runs. Both any other abilities. Great volley from Katitof, going to clear up the machine gun. Force a grenade, you Dummkopfs! Force him! Pull it, split and send force him! Ah, my God, Jürgen, you threw it without even pulling the pin, you Dummkopf. But there you go, secures the Vickers. A small victory there for Katitof. Very small, but still a victory nonetheless. Up there, we got air support in from Zarok there to negate most of VonClauzewitz's defense. He's going to have to stop the half-deck to fire at it because they always have no anti-aircraft fire. But so they should be able to take it down. Ah, keep moving it. There you go, good push there by Zarok, good use of the ability. And there you go, half tech opening up on the Stuka there, flying about, looking out for an easy target. There you go, going for the kill. We got a Jackson, we got a Sherman out here for VonClauzewitz. Didn't get the Stuka, or Sturzkampfbomber. Here in the east, we can see troops being suppressed as well there, but we can see there for Katitof's force to fall back. He's going for another Panzer IV. Stuka moving forwards there for Zarok, and aircraft got shot down though. I'm not entirely sure where it crashed. Oh, it crashed behind the tree line. Panzer going to be here, but Zarok, you got a lieutenant moving up as well there. VonClauzewitz are ready to counterattack, reclaim the fuel point for America, freedom, democracy. Machine gun bunker, they're going up here for Zarok to hope to make the point, defend east. Interesting choice. There we go. Gets the half track, pushed too far ahead and got knocked out. Very good work there by Zarok. In the centre, Katitof is focusing more and more of his efforts. East side being more and more left to Doggy. Jack's moving ahead here. Grenadiers moving forwards, pushing back there the Allies. Lieutenant being pinned down. Got the Sherman moving ahead here. There you go, direct hit from the kidnapper on the Sherman. Another hit there as well, taking it down to half health in a matter of moments. In fact, almost taking out the Sherman there. Will the kidnapper fire? VonClauzewitz seems more careful. He also should consider using smoke, to be honest. He's going to move head on in like that. Losing a unit somewhere. Bit of a nasty loss. And there you go, grenades off. Oh dear. There we go. Doggy's secret weapon, the Comet, arrives to tear through the Huns. 97 points left here for the Germans, by the way. 362 for the Allies. Panzer IV, they're trying to cause as much havoc there to the Tommies. Noting by the way, lost the Vickers back there to Doggy, a bit awkward. There we go. Jackson, they're going for the Panzer IV. Katitof needs to get out fast. Fortunately for him, there's no units that can actually damage the engine there with a snare, so that is some luck there for Katitof. That is some luck. Sturm Pioneers Victory 4, that's pretty good work there. Direct hit from Sherman, gaining veteran to 1. More machine gun bunkers here. Sag is intent to dig in around all of them, very good. Comet doing what it can. We got grenades going off there from inside the tank. Jackson moving up, blocking the retreat path there of the Comet. Thankfully, there's no angry pursuers there from the German army, so the Comet doesn't get punished for that. There you go, double kidnappers on the Sherman. Apparently, VonClauzewitz wasn't aware there were double kidnappers up there, and barely gets away there in time. Panzer IV, they're going after it, pretty risky. But could work out there. If it could hit. And Jackson flying up here. Might try something there against the Germans, but I'm not entirely sure what VonClauzewitz hoping to achieve with that. There you go, re-hit the on the Panzer IV. Another hit there. And we got air support calling from VonClauzewitz. I'm not entirely sure the calling section there is quite good for it. I think you might know the Jacksons, can't see as fast as it used to. It's much harder from just to spot a hit there for the P-47s. Plus, it becomes more risky just in blindly like this. So, this is a bit more of a risky move here from VonClauzewitz than it used to be. I mean, had this been before the patch, that would have been pretty strong there by VonClauzewitz, but now it's less strong. We got a mob land matches on the way there for Doggy. And tank hanging back there. Interesting enough, they're switching well, both towards the centre east. They're giving the Germans the centre west, the south centre west. So there's a bit more of a division on the map, and both players are looking to support each other compared to the early game where they were sort of more running their own game. And we got Zarok there with a Tiger tank, the Tiger. Don't get to see those very often at the moment, so that's nice to see. VonClauzewitz filling up with more Shermans. Still, he is actually pretty short on infantry with just 2 infantry squads there. He should definitely get some replacements there. Paratroops, I think, at this stage with Browning Light Machine Guns could be a very good choice there for VonClauzewitz. I definitely think just a single lieutenant rifle squad is not enough for VonClauzewitz. Comparatively, Doggy's got at least 3 infantry squads, and Zarok's got a lot more than that. Similarly, so does Katitof. Zarok's going for more orbitals than there. Comet almost being taken out here. Pretty risky move there by Doggy, to be honest. Could have been rather costly, if anything. In this case, he did not get punished. Jackson prodding heavy coming further. We got the Sherman ahead again, straight into a lot of anti-tank firepower. Stooks and Academy for just unleashing hell against for VonClauzewitz Sherman, which just cooks up. And there you go, the land matches belches forth hell like a very irate infant that's been fed something it shouldn't be. Note the word land comes from the fact that the initial model was actually meant for firing depth charges, I think, after submarines and stuff like that at sea, so this is basically the land version of it. Fun fact. Biggest fighting here, we got the Germans, they're clearing out, opening up with heavy machine gun fire and everything else, and there you go, Jackson and Con moves in, 77 with the gun there, and 90 with the gun, they're opening up with the Panzer IV, quite a bit of heavy fire against the Panzer IV. Falling back here with the Comet tank for now. Note, he hasn't actually gone for the tank commander, despite those active benefits, the tank quite a bit. Fuel cache remains, I think, a good investment there for Doggy and for VonClauzewitz. Keeps churning out the Shermans, keeps rolling them off the belt here. In the west, we got Zarok's Tiger tank here, ready to blast apart some armies on Britischer Papierpanzers. Spielzugpanzers. There you go, machine gun bunker here, a bit more exposed and taken out easily. Got the target tank moving in so far with only one kill, but still looking out for targets here to sanguinate. And there you go, right here from the Pack 40. He lost there to VonClauzewitz. A smoke here could just launch to grab the victory point under, I think, Zarok's nose there, will just set up for larger assault. Trying to sneak through, but not really a big assault from Doggy, though it looks like he's just trying to maybe sneak about through here. Flying up from the south could be an idea there. Katitof's orbitals, they just seem to be dying needlessly. I mean, they're suppressed, they can't really hit a lot, and they're just easy targets. As Doggy savages murder them. There we go, wiping one orbital land squad there with infantry assault. Was quite a costly loss there for Katitof and the German army up north. Zarok pushing ahead here, trying to act in outmaneuver with the allies here. Not bad. And there you go, armor hanging about here, trying to defend the southern victory fuel point there as Katitof once more launches himself head on at it. Panzer IV then was being taken up with the 6-pounder guns. Katitof needs more careful with his armor, and there you go, another Panzer cooked up. Brewed like a pot of poorly made tea. McKenna's repulsed, one left behind him for Doggy, off of VonClauzewitz to seize. Central victory points, one in the hand, but these southern victory points are in the hands of the Germans. On the other hand, that is easily reclaimed. So what's Katitof's going to go for next? Command Panthers, regular Panthers, and attempted King Tigers maybe. As for Katitof or Zarok, he could try and... Oh, he is going to take out, I would say, go for some more Stooks, but he's going to take up maybe a Panther, maybe Sturmpanzer. Panzerwerfer is also a possibility here for Zarok. More orbitals on both, and a lot more Echidnos there for Katitof. He's been losing a bunch of them. He is certainly hurting quite a bit here. And certainly so far the one with the most losses this battle. He's killed about a match this for VonClauzewitz. It seems like basically it's Zarok and Doggy to an extent carrying the fighting with VonClauzewitz. Katitof just, acting as support to this extent. Smoke screen down there to allow Katitof to save the grab. The point very good play there between Zarok and Katitof. But right here, that's a bit of a mistake. That's a real big bunched up unit there, punished there a bit by VonClauzewitz grenades. Bombs going off, taking out the Sturmpanzers. Need to be careful there. We could actually see the virtually 4 Sturmpanzers, but there you go. Air support once more coming from Zarok to try and break up the allies, pushing to the centre. Very good work here. Orbison reports here, but heavy fire. But he did wipe the crew of the Sherman being fixed out there. Nice right there by Katitof. Landmass they're firing into the almost taking out the Pack 40 here, disrupting Zarok's defences. Tiger moving in for the fatherland. I do think he might actually just want to try and move up here and then flank behind, push through here, take the car point, and then trying to threaten the other one. In the far south there. Oh, he threw away Sherman there. Not good. Not good. Underestimated Katitof tenacity when it comes to the Academy effort, but it seems like Katitof is either playing for the Command Panther or the King Tiger at this stage. The way he's playing resources, not going for additional armour. VonClauzewitz just keeps going for Shermans as he loses them. As for Doggy, got a sense on the way. He could try and just go for another Comet here, to be honest. But it might just be all the air support Zarok's calling in that is causing Doggy to consider the anti-aircraft firepower of the Centaur to disrupt the Luftwaffe. Did someone say Luftwaffe? Luftwaffe, Terrence. Luftwaffe. There's no L there in the end. Oh, it's never Luftwaffles. Idiot. Got the Shen about, they're going to moving forwards. Two hanging about, they're going to standing about, going points is slowly expanding the northern front, and again possibly threatening with a deeper flank, but so far he seems to mostly just be acting as support here, as Katitof just keeps launching himself at Doggy and VonClauzewitz. Like a lemming lunging itself at a cliff and spectacularly failing at overcoming it. And in fact going off the cliff. Sherman now on the way here, there we go, center out for Doggy, and we got a Panther out here from Zarok trying to blast away for the defenses. Katitof here can go for the command Panther now, the Befehls Panther. Mines being almost laid down here. Not quite, not quite. There we go. Not it's got a lot of tactic command with it, but it's there. I believe now it actually has, in most states, worse stats than the regular Panther. You're only basically going down foot for the coordinated fire ability. So it's an interesting choice here, but Katitof is going for the regular command Panther rather than just, regular Panther. Since it shoots slower and has less health, it does have better armor, I guess. Section of the rest of the Panther, Zarok slowly pushing ahead. We got the Tutu hanging about, just acting as reconnaissance. Another land matches fire here to break up Zarok's defenses again on this attempt to. Up north here, the Sherm strikes of the Panzerjägers that almost got taken out there, which is quite ghastly there for VonClauzewitz. Panzer rolling forwards there for Zarok. Rockets just keep churning up the dirt. As the land matches, well, projectile vomits and other tirade forwards against the Germans. Target here, the flank support. There you go. We do get a sort of flank attempt here for the northwest. Very good by Zarok. Very good. We get, looks like we might be seeing an assault here going in. We got infantry armor sort of slowly being fed in here, but at no sort of real, I would say, organized pace. We can see they immediately for Clausewitz holds back. Also noting he's only been using the Dachshunds for the P-47, so there's no Collins otherwise. Like no paratroops. I think you would benefit a lot from paratroops and you're clearing out some of all these support weapons. I mean, the chumps of the Browning light machine quickly do a lot of damage to Zarok's packs, so the lack of infantry from Clausewitz I feel is a bit of a mistake. Command Panther bouncing a few shots, getting a good hit in the Comet. Another shot bounced. Shot bounced again. Good hit on the Comet. Another penetrating hit from the Comet. 6-pound gun shoots, misses, and will fail to penetrate again. Penetrating hit there, and we got finally penetrating from Clausewitz. Just as a complainer about it, he goes for it. Zarok could actually now go for some fragmentation bombs. There he goes, using the 2-2 spot for the Panther with barrage, getting more action. There he goes, takes out the mortar. Gets one of the anti-tank gun crews, leaves the 5th gun machine gun pinned down, and we got air support core in the center. No fragmentation bombing runs. Instead, just good old strafing runs. Now it's time for his Centaur to shine there. And immediately crashed down here, far behind the tree lines. Still victory point. Whilst the Germans are down to 40, they definitely need to switch things up a bit. They're targeting forwards. Jackson shoots, misses. Pack 40 up. There you go. Pack 40 up in the Jackson. VonClauzewitz to fall back. It might actually be too late there. Pack 40s knock out the Jackson. I mean, you can definitely see here that the nerve to spotting there has definitely made a difference. Like, he has to be more aggressive with it. He's got nothing to spot with in most cases, meaning he has to expand to there, and that means he can actually be drawn into the Pack 40. So, guess I underestimate the Jackson nerf there personally, which I will certainly happily admit. Orbs on there being suppressed by the heavy machine gun fire. We got big push there from the section. The sappers, orbs on there being suppressed, pinned to the ground. Got the comms opening up, closing in eventually. Two brutal, excruciating combat here. And just more heavy casualties there for Katitof. Bit of big bomb grenade there, and doesn't quite have the impact. We got another land matches bash here against the possibly triple Academy FSC bunched up. Shambling ahead here. Nope. It's getting something else. It's around the victory point. Doggy might actually want to continue using the white phosphorus. It's actually pretty good at just, making defenses much easier to deal with, since again the white phosphorus can just really disrupt the defense as well. Panther for firing. Ooh, here close range barrage. Support weapons knocked out. Units, right, very good, Barrett. Then we got another comment all the way there for Doggy, as apparently lost the center, actually. I'm not entirely sure to what. Command Panther moving forward for Germany. Great idea from the Comet, penetrating the Panther's frontal armor. I think he's trying to destroy the support weapons to ensure they don't fall back into the hands of Doggy and VonClauzewitz here. Penetrating hit, but there we go. Comet returning the favor, gaining veterancy 2 in the process. Veteran 5 steel pioneers on the field. There you go. Comet misses, Panther does not, and there you go. Gammon bomb off. Nicely stuff here. Tiger continues hammering away there. Benefiting a bit there from the Command Panther's command aura. Brutal slug out here in the center. Pack shoots, bounces off the Tiger's 100 meters of non-sloped armor. Tiger shoots, misses the commanders though. Misses again. It looks like he's just attacked grounding actually at this stage. Command Panther falling back. More hits there. Return there needs to be careful he doesn't get wiped out by the Tiger or anything else. Mortar just hammering away there. 11 kills, 23. Sherman's paratroops and tankers moving forward there for VonClauzewitz. Doggy though does not seem to be ready to push. This is actually a bit risky. And there you go. Triple Raketenwerfers. Triple Raketenwerfers. That's pretty cheesy. That can be effective if your opponent doesn't have nothing to deal with it. Or any sort of other way of punishing it. Oh, aircraft shot down but not before it took out the anti-tank gun there with the fragmentation bombing run. Raketenwerfers obviously just charging forwards here. Land matches fight, raining down death. Comet slowly falling back. This is trying to bombard and prevent the infantry from being overrun by the Obersoldaten. Chaotic fighting. Raketenwerfer knocked out. More land matches fine. More death. More destruction. I think some white phosphorus or something else went off there as well. Absolutely crazy stuff there. 24 points left by for Zarok and for Katitof. The comfortable Wolf is barely hanging on in that sense. Zarok though still remains the one with the largest force here. Command Panther moving ahead here, halfway to victory 2. Comet seeing with the cannon, another Panther on the way for Katitof. Some Panthers to be supported by his Command Panther. And over here, all the way over here, nothing's happening. Like, they could easily try and sneak up, no need to push through here. Instead, they're allowing the gems to focus all defense around the center, which is definitely dangerous. And right here, Doggy either has some panthering issues with his Comet or mishandles. Either way, Comet gets focused down very aggressively and is lost. Quite a loss there for Doggy. He's still got his veteran Comet, but he's down to just one tank now. And he's lost a lot of infantry here in the last 10 minutes or so here to all of Zarok's stuff, including the Panzerwerfer and such. Another piece of work there for VonClauzewitz, another Jackson tank destroyer. Patrick with the Thompsons ready to move out. Panthers actually managed to beat Veteran 2, which is pretty good there by Katitof. He certainly knows how to handle a Panther. Like, I mean, a lot of players just suicide the Command Panther, but Katitof here seems to realize, it's about, using its range effectively. He hasn't even used the coordinate fast. I mean, you gotta give Katitof that. He knows how to use a Panther, which, again, it's not something a lot of old players do. A lot of mines there go to work by Doggy. We still got the Vickers there being an absolute pain in the arse. The center's just been completely turned up and about there. For all the artillery fire, specifically just rocket fire. Firefly now for Doggy. Might be feeling a bit of a pinch there resource wise and forced to commit to more specific solutions. Rather than just going for another Comet. Attempting to hit the Northern Victor, getting contact here by the time. You've got a smoke screen down here from VonClauzewitz. Very good work there. Firefly almost down there for Doggy. For the 11th Armoured. There we go. Firefly. German VC arriving. Paired with flank. There you go. More artillery fire. Raketenwerfers are close being destroyed. Orbs on there could also risk being wiped out by the landmass. There you go. One squad down. Katitof's casualties just keep piling up like a really grotesque butcher's bill. It just never seems to end. Ever. Patrick pulling off a grenade, almost got the line thing gun. We got the Jacks. A Comet moving ahead. He needs to be careful he doesn't get caught up in the anti-tank weapons again. Shoots, bounces off the Panther's frontal armor. Bad luck there for Doggy's Comet. North, we've got the Tiger hammering away there. Very slowly approaching Veteran T2. Unit wiping the center there. Looks like VonClauzewitz suffered nice loss. He's down to just 2 infantry squads again. Doggy's got 2. In fact, he's technically only got one. So this is starting to really kind of rough for the Allies, whereas the Germans are maintaining, to an extent, force composition. Again, Katitof just lost 2 Oberstland squads. It's just down to the Sturmpanzer as well. I mean, it's basically Zarok now who's got the most infantry. In fact, he's got most really. Unit wiped here, trying to defend the northern victory point. Going to need another smoke to need to be able to seize it. We got the Tutu moving up, Tiger moving in as well there, leaving the centre a bit more open. We got 21 points left here for the Germans. Deutschland. There you go. Tiger moving in. It's German taking hits. Jackson jumping up in the Tiger tank. Bit risky here for Zarok. Could risk losing it. Air support called in here though. By Zarok to defend the northern victory point. Jackson. Oh, there you go. Need to pop H-Rep round to increase the chance of penetrating the Tiger's armor. Just make sure. Tiger blitzes away. There you go. Almost guarded. Had he not pulled back the shell, he might be able to take it up. Because he can't see the Tiger's retreats far away enough. There. Good work by Zarok. Centre victory point secured. We got BAR drop. We got Grenadiers charging forwards. Straight into the slaughter here. 50 caliber almost being wiped out. And the Grenadiers are going to be annihilated. Very likely. Comet, Firefly moving up. We got the Raketen with spotted. He drives right in front of them. Oh, Scheisse. He's popping a grenade though. But it doesn't do enough. And he loses the almost 53 Comet. A staggering loss there for Doggy. And not one I think can afford at this stage. Armor-wise anyways. Sag's almost got enough resources for another Tiger. He could also, except he can't call him more than one, but there you go. Got a Sturmpanzer. He's not too worried about armor anymore. It's more the infantry he wants to deal with. In this regard, the Sturmpanzer certainly beats the Panther. Land matches though once more just projects pure hatred as it just launches another barrage across the field. Tiger there though has managed, especially 2 which are very good. Troops out in the open, need to be careful. Thankfully they're not been allowed to shoot an infantry of the Tiger crew. But there you go, they turn, the turret shoots, misses Jackson up and shoots and bounces. Oh dear. 21 points left here for the Germans, 21 points left. But the force is slowly going stronger, the Allies are not growing much stronger. Tiger, Sturmpanzer hanging about there, Raffen, paratroop moving up, Rierson going in there, Sherman hanging back. There you go, moving the Sturmpanzer forwards, Tiger supporting, Pack 40 off ready to deal with it, and there goes shoot! Almost wiped the entire paratrooper squad, an excellent hit there from Zarok, excellent hit. You didn't hear that one before. Anyways, gonna need to fall back there. 50 cavalry's there. Eventually free actually, but managed to hold the Grenadiers there. Sturmpanzer could support, but looks like he's not quite paying attention. Northern victory point being contested quite aggressively. Mortar fire on the machine gun instead. Sturmpanzer's just staying about doing nothing. You got flares off there from Katitof. Centre victory point secured. And lost the southern one again though. Lost the southern one again. Need to grab it fast. You can see that we got that being repaired. You could actually booby trap the point to be honest. I mean, Katitov's got a ton of munitions, so why he isn't booby trapping things like this, you know, effectively is a bit beyond me. Like, he should just booby trap everything he can. All of a sudden they're being absolutely shredded as Doggy sending in his infantry there. Firefly supporting anti-tank and going up with a bang grenade goes off but fails to hit the target. We got this commander hiding out there, hoping they don't get caught by anything. Panther fall down to less than half health there as Katitof falls back. Command Panther repaired very close to 53. That's pretty good work there. Sturmpanzer shoots, commanders fall back. More Grenadiers out there for Zarok, having lost his Panzer Grenadier, aka Panzerjägers, but hasn't decided to replace them. Smokescreen here as he's trying to get troops enough close to contest the point. Panzer being picked up, Pioneers, Panzerwerfer there with 11 kills. There you go. 2 victory points down there. We go down to 20 now for the Germans. Is this going to be it for Germany, or will it be the Allies here extending too much now? I mean, they're going to have to commit a lot to this, but at the same time, like some of the decisions made earlier could possibly come to bite them here in the arse. Land matches fire. Another piece of armor bites dust. Another Sherman cooked up and left to rust. Lots of land matches fire here. So much artillery though. So much smoke. 11 points left here. 11 points. They're committing everything. And the southern victory point is actually quite open. You see the Katitof sending forces orbital on with light machine guns. Forces coming up as well. The Vic is covering though. 8 points. Oh, scheisse. Sturmpanzer shoots. Blasting through the smoke. Barely operable, but he's still doing it. Tiger moving in. Oh dear, the smoke lifts, but they're calling in another smoke barrage here or something else. Paratroop was forced away. That vehicle crew now doing it. Paratroop was wiped by the Tiger tank. Vetchi 236 kills halfway to Vetchi 3. More artillery firing down, more death. 2 points left. 2 points. They got the southern one though. We can see Doggy's trying to get it back, but it's not working. Paratroopers called in on the spot in the midst of everything. They're rushing it all in. Doggy's trying to get the southern one, but it's too late. The paratroopers are getting utterly blown to pieces. A Crete landing, if you ever saw one, except of course it wasn't in Crete, but they get absolutely brutally murdered anyways. Now they finally got the southern one back, but it's too late. Doggy could actually consider laying down demo charge and just make it hard for them to unfold to just mine it either way, though it's too late. Oh dear. They might have committed too much. VonClauzewitz in fact got nothing left. He staked it all on grabbing that centre victory point, hoping that Doggy would take control of the south. It didn't work out. The gamble has failed, and now it's just Doggy who's barely got anything left against the Germans, who's just shattering it all. The land matches, they're singing a dirge for the Allied force in this sector. It seems to got air support coming, but Zarok again. Now the Germans just need to hold out and bleed out the Allies. I mean, they still got 2 victory points left. Any sort of clever move could possibly offer. I mean, in theory, like, if they just rushed up a unit here to smoke, grab the victory point, all this going on in centre-south, they might also been able to win there, but they really just staked it all on these 2 points, and the gambit failed. It failed hard. And there you go. Well played. Dog is horrendous. GG, game over. A brutal slaughter here on Alliance of Defiance with heavy casualties on both sides. The brunt was borne there by Katitof and VonClauzewitz. VonClauzewitz in particular, they just seem to suffer a lot there. CoH2 was overall, I would say, MVP here with Doggy a close second. They were also the ones basically fighting the other sort of, say, weaker player there, so that sort of left things there. I mean, it's basically the fact that got a bit more interesting once they began supporting each other better, but at the same time there were some issues there, force composition wise, at the same time, like they tend to slightly look over some solutions there. Losing, I think, sight of parts of the map there. So, but overall, brutal fight here with a lot of rocket artillery, a lot of death, a lot of casualties, a lot of everything. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell a friend, share it with everyone. If not, send a new program, provide some feedback in the comment section. And if you do what I like, do consider supporting via Patreon or PayPal. Links in the video description. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for a nice sunny episode. Bye.